Hey yarn friends, welcome back to LlamaMamaKayla's Yarn Tube. I'm Kayla and I'm your host, and I just want to welcome you to my channel. If it's your first time, thank you for stopping by. If you're a new subscriber, I'm glad you subscribed. Thank you. And if you've been with me for a while, I really appreciate you sticking with me through my ups and downs and my health issues. But I'm so glad to be back here with you all today. You can tell I'm feeling much better. While I was in the hospital for 6 days, let me just say that I was very, very sick. Not because of the reason why I went in the hospital. Like, I went in because I couldn't get food or liquid to pass down through my esophagus. That's an ongoing issue that I've been having for years, and it's just progressively gotten worse to the point where it just spasmed and I could not even get water down. But while I was in the hospital, you know, every medication has side effects. And oh boy, I got side effects. I already knew that. But anyway, they were giving me so much Viagra that I had this horrible, horrible, nauseating headache. It was like a constant migraine, and I could not stand lights or anything. And at the end there, I couldn't lift my head up off my pillow without throwing up. It was just horrible. That's what a lot of Viagra can do for you. And I was thinking, I told my nurse, I said, I hope there's no man out there taking this much Viagra. Because it was horrible. I couldn't stand to look at my phone. I couldn't stand to have the TV on in the room or anything, because the light, even the light from the IV machine, it has a little light window on it. Even that light window was just too much for me during that time. It got really, really bad the last 2 days I was there. But anyway, I survived it. I do have tests coming up this next week in Shreveport, so hopefully we'll get more answers from there. In the meantime, I'm drinking Boost. And I can eat some small things, some really soft things like mashed potatoes, ice cream, pudding, jello, some soup, nothing yummy. But, I can eat some things, so I'm not just without anything now. That spasm eventually relaxed thanks to all the Viagra. And so, I do take Viagra. I've always taken Viagra, but I don't take that much. Like in the hospital, they gave me way more than I'm used to taking, and it was definitely overload. So I'm not going to be taking that high of a dosage at home. I'm going to go back to my original dosage, and then I'm going to try to up it a little bit every now and then to see what my point of what I can tolerate. Because I can't tolerate that much. Oh gosh, it was really horrible. I was so sick. I mean, I couldn't talk to my family on the phone or anything the last 2 days that I was there. And so I got to come home yesterday evening, and I was still really, really sick feeling though. I had a horrible migraine headache, and I rested well overnight. I was so thankful to get in my own bed. You don't appreciate your bed until you go away and sleep somewhere uncomfortable, such as a hospital bed or a horrible hotel bed or something like that. And then you come back home and you appreciate your bed, and then you forget how much you appreciate it again until something like that happens again. But my bed felt so good last night, and it felt good to be laying next to my husband. We always hold hands when we go to sleep at night. And so even when he's already in the bed at night and I get in the bed at 3 o'clock in the morning or something like that, I get his hand and we hold hands and fall asleep like that. And so it was, really hard in the hospital not having my partner there with me. So I'm glad to be back home with him. But anyway, so this is Vlogmas day 7 for me, but I'm going to catch up. Today's the day 10th, December the 10th, so I'm a few days behind. So I'm on day 7, but I'm gonna catch up. Like, I'm gonna do this one now, and I might be able to record 2 videos tomorrow or something, but I'll get it done. Today is December the 10th. It's my baby boy, Elijah's birthday. He is 21, so happy birthday, Elijah. He's 21 today, and so he had his girlfriend over yesterday, and they came and picked me up from the hospital and brought me home, and then they went out, then came back home, and we gave him his little gifts last night that we had for him, and nothing, we didn't even have cake. Later, Jody said there's some cake in there that we had got when me and Jody went to the grocery shopping before I went in the hospital, some lemon cake. It was just a little bit left of it, and Jody said, I guess we could have some of that lemon cake. I was like, I didn't even think about getting him a cake. I mean, it did not even cross my mind about a birthday cake, but he didn't care. He's not that big on sweets anyway. So we didn't do, anything spectacular. Normally, all my kids' lives, on their birthdays, we've given them cash and then taken them shopping for the day, let them just shop wherever, it's toy stores when they were little. As they got older, clothing stores, electronic stores, things like that. And then we would all go out and eat at their choice of restaurant that night. Well, both Dakota and Elijah, they always pick Olive Garden. So we get Olive Garden 2 times a year, in December and in February. And so, but, I was sick for one thing, and another thing, I don't even know what I can eat at Olive Garden right now. But he and Bay went and ate at Olive Garden, so I was glad he did get his Olive Garden. Bay is his girlfriend, and so they went and ate at Olive Garden yesterday evening, and then they came back here and just chilled. Nothing spectacular for a 21st birthday, but they're 2 great kids, and so I was just glad to have them here hanging out. Anyway, so on to Vlogmas. I am loving this project. I'm so glad that me and Terry are doing this. I appreciate that so much, Terry, that you did the swap with me. It is so fun. I love my scrappy blanket. I've been wanting to make a scrappy blanket for a long time and just never done it. You have projects like that, like you want to make and then you just don't do it. And so here is my scrappy blanket. I love how it's turning out. The colors just, it don't matter what color goes next, of course, but I just love every color that's going into it. I think each color complements the other, and it don't matter what color it's going to be. It's just I'm going to love it anyway. It's just going to complement it. And so Terry and I both are doing a long rectangle continuous granny, and so you can check Terry's channel out at Terri. I'm sorry. I'm going to link it below so you can follow the link. Now that I'm home, I can do that. I couldn't do it on my phone in the hospital. Plus, I couldn't stand to look at my phone that much, really. Yarnjoy Podcast is Terry's channel. And you can look on her channel and we'll catch up on her Vlogmas videos. And she's on day 10. I'm on day 7. But see how her blanket is coming along, which, she's enjoying the project too. And so, anyway, so each day I'm opening a ball of yarn and adding it to this project, and Terry is doing the same. So, let's see what day number 7 color is going to be. So, here's my number 7. I'm going to open this up. Oh, I have a funny story to tell y'all about leaving the hospital at the end. Oh, goodness. Oh, this is like mint, Red Heart Mint. So that will be pretty next. Can y'all see that color? It's, it looks more bluey than greeny on the screen there. But anyway, it's a mint color. So it will go next. I'll add that in. You can see my little Christmas tree stitch marker, and Terry has the same stitch marker, so we're both using that. So think about Terry while I'm working on this project and pray for her and her family. And Terry found out she's going to be a grandmother. I'm so excited for her. So while I was working on the blue here, I was praying for Terry's daughter-in-law and her son, and their baby-to-be. So anyway, I'm excited about this color going in. I'll work on that here in just a little bit. Find me something to watch on one of the streaming channels and work on that. So, I don't know if I said this, but I do have a video on my channel showing how I make my center strip. And if I remember, I'll link that below. Anyway, and I'm using a J hook, and this is number 4 yarns, wash weight yarns. So I'm using my J hook, which is a 6mm, and I love that gives it the drapiness, you know, and it's not stiff or anything like that, using a bigger hook. And it's just a squishy feeling, and I just love it. I love it. I can't wait to just see it grow and grow and grow. And then after December, I'm still going to add my scraps that I have in there to it so that it keeps growing until it gets to the point, you know, of whatever size I want it. And I don't know what size I want it, but I know when I'm done with it. You know what I'm talking about. And also, I did not take this to the hospital with me. I worked on this before I went in the hospital, and then I worked on it some this morning. But I'm also making a rectangle Christmas blanket. I wanted a Christmas blanket throw, but I didn't really know exactly what I did want, and I still don't. I'm just working on it. But anyway, I knew I did not want it just red, white, and green. So I'm throwing some other surprise colors in there, like there's some pink, there's a ice blue, there's a hot pink, a turquoise, a pink again, a white. I think the next color is going to be bright yellow. I started adding a pale yellow, and I got about, you know, like that far, and I was like, oh, I don't like that. So I think it needs to be a bright color. But anyway, I'm trying not to go in any kind of color pattern. I'm just going, you know, I'm using red, white, and green, and I'm using different shades of green. And probably, I have, I think, about 2 more different shades of red that I'm going to work into it. And white, and, you know, I'm just adding some pop of color in there, like different places. You can see my center strip is red, and I'm just going off from there. So yeah, I'm loving this too. And like I said, I didn't take it to the hospital to work on, which is great that I didn't, because I didn't feel like doing anything while I was there. Plus, I only have 5 fingers, and they put the oxygen sensor on this finger. And then, but that, I couldn't do anything without that finger. I was like kind of limited. So I asked her, I said, can we change that to this finger? And I thought maybe I could crochet. And so we changed the oxygen sensor to this finger. And then I got my crochet out for the first time and tried it. Well, I hold my yarn under my pinky there for the tension, you know. And I couldn't bend my finger with that oxygen sensor on there. I couldn't bend my finger. So I asked her, can we change it to this finger? It was a different day. I said, can we change the oxygen? Or I think after shift change, I waited because I didn't want to be a nuisance. So I said, can we change the oxygen sensor to this finger so I can use this hand? And so we did. But then that caused problems with this. You know, I could hold my hook. I could do my hook like this, but it caused problems with other things because you need your thumb to do things. And I, like, even if I picked up my phone, I couldn't use my thumb on it. And so, you know, I was so glad to just get rid of all that stuff. So, I do have some Christmas cards that were waiting on me when I got home. So let me go show y'all those real quick. This card is from Alicia and Kat. It's a real cute card. Santa, he's got his, look at his socks there. I love that. He looks like he's just drinking some hot cocoa and relaxing. He kicked his boots off and he's smiling. I love his socks though. Can you see that? So thank you for that card. That's so cute. I'll hang that on my card wall. And I'll have to take a picture of that, like, and put in tomorrow's video of my card wall. And then Betsy Queen sent me a card. And it is a beautiful church winter scene. You can see the sparkle in the trees there. Isn't that beautiful? I appreciate that. Glory to God in the highest and the peace on earth. Luke 2:14. And this is from Betsy Queen. So I really appreciate that. Beautiful card. And then I got another card from Carrie Penny at Happy Crafty Homemaker. Carrie makes her own cards, and I don't know where she finds the time to do all the stuff she does. Like, do you have more than 24 hours in your day? Maybe she's just more responsible with her hours than I am. It's a beautiful card. It's a real pretty bird and some ornaments. Happy holidays. And then whenever you open it up, she has a I just love how she cuts all her papers and does things. I hope this Christmas is full of love and joy. Carrie Penny, warm winter wishes. And then on the back, she always does like some washi tape and a stamp or some kind of little emblem there. And she added a pack of tea. Herbal tea winter spice. Create a relaxing moment with a sweet apple flavor and savory cinnamon and clove spices. It's one tea bag. So I have to get Elijah to fix that for me when he's at home. I don't know how to use we have a coffee station over here. It has a coffee pot, coffee machine, a Keurig, and then another pot for water, I guess. But I don't know how to use none of that. So I have to wait and let Elijah do that for me. But that sounds lovely to fix that and crochet or loom knit or something. And I got this for Phoebe, but you know, she was sick at the very beginning of Vlogmas, and so I didn't want to give her anything that was going to keep her stomach upset, and so we didn't do treats for the first few days, and then I ended up in the hospital anyway. So I'm going to give her one of her treats today. Bless her heart. She's been following me around, like won't let me out of her sight. She missed me very, very much. Let me see if I can find day 7. Here we go. Hey, Phoebe. I don't even know how this is in here, so let me see if I can even work this. Huh, I don't see a treat. You know what? They're all like just smooshed around and stuff. So you open the door. I'll just show y'all what it looks like. You open the door and there's a little treat in there. So, Phoebe, you want a treat? Oh, there you are. You want to come get your treat, baby? Come here. Oh. Well, here's Django. You can have a treat right now. She'll come by in a minute. This is Django, Elijah's little Cheweenie, and he really did miss me. He loves me so much. He cried and cried when I got home, and I held him, and he just cried and whined. He was so glad to see me. And Phoebe hates for me to hold him. Whenever I put him down, she jumps on him and gets on to him for letting me hold her. So, you want a treat, Joey? Hey, Django, want a treat? Yeah, want a treat? Here, I'll let you get down so you can go eat it, okay? This is Django. Usually, he's with Elijah when Elijah's home, and usually he's in his kennel when Elijah's at work. But I guess today he just left him out. I don't know. Maybe he left in a hurry. And so, Django's hanging out with me and Phoebe. So they've been fighting over Phoebe's dead. He's a good boy. All right. Here, Django. Well, let me get Phoebe up first. Okay, Phoebe, we'll open day 6 up for you. Come here, Phoebe. Come on, girl. Okay. Here, Django. Here's your treat. go get it. And here's Phoebe. She missed me. She don't want to let me out of her sight. You can see she wants her treat. So I'm going to let her go eat her treat. Oh, goodness. Anyway, this did come from PetSmart. And it's 25 treats. We got the biscuit one. They did have treats, cookies, different ones like that. And I decided the biscuit one might be the best for Phoebe. When she has too many treats or something like that, she gets a little sick to her stomach. So, didn't want to put that added thing onto me. Okay, so I wanted to tell you about when I left the hospital yesterday. Now, I was so glad to be leaving the hospital. And I was a little bit sick, you know. I still had that horrible headache, even though I had been taking Tylenol and ibuprofen. And then the nurse brought me this blue pill that was, I couldn't remember the name of it, but I asked a nurse friend last night, and she told me it was called, I can't think now, Forset or something like that. It starts with an F. It's kind of a rough pill. It's not a smooth, shiny pill like most medications are. Anyway, she said it had a lot of caffeine in it and such, and so she gave me that, and it started working immediately. My headache was getting better and better every second, and so I was thankful for that. But anyway, when we left the hospital, okay, so I called Elijah and told him I was ready, and he and they were at the mall, and so they were going to head over to the hospital to get me. And then I called him back and asked, was he here yet? He said he was almost there. And I said, okay, just pull up in the half circle at the front doors, but don't pull all the way up and under the thing up at the door, you know. I said, hang back just a little bit and I'll call you when I'm rolling out, so you'll know, you know, I'm coming. So when the guy got there with a wheelchair, and I also had a cart that she was, had put my bags on and was going down with it. A leather lady, so it was a lady with a cart, and then the guy pushing me in the wheelchair. And so I called Elijah and said, I'm rolling out in just a minute. And then we got to the elevator, and there was another patient being discharged, and so it was a worker pushing his wheelchair. So all of us got into the elevator together, and so it was 5 of us. 2 of us were in a wheelchair, and 3 were, you know, employees. And we're on the 4th floor, and we're going to the 1st. So they pushed the 1st floor. And then it stopped. The elevator stopped on the 2nd floor, and the doors opened, and the doors closed. And the elevator just sat there, and it didn't go anywhere. And so we were just like, oh, what? You know? And so somebody pushed the number 1 button, and the elevator didn't go anywhere. They pushed the number 2 button, the elevator didn't go over there. It was pushing like the open door, you know, and all that, and it wasn't doing anything. We were just sitting there. Well, the lady who was pushing the cart with my bags and stuff on it, she was freaking out a little bit. Bless her heart. It shouldn't be so funny, but what makes it so funny to me is that my friend Angela, I've had a video with her on it before, and I mention her periodically, but we have been best friends since we were in the 4th grade, and we are pretty tight. And so, Angela and I, when we were in junior high, we were candy stripers at the hospital. And so, when we would get in the elevator together, the elevator had this button you could pull, and it would stop the elevator. And so we would get going, and I would go behind my back or something, and I would pull that button, and we would stop, and Angela would freak out every time. Oh, she was terrified of getting trapped in an elevator, and I would pull that button all the time, and she would panic and freak out, and but you know, I blame her because she kept getting on the elevator with me. So she should have learned not to get on the elevator with me, right, Angela? She watches my videos. So anyway, and this lady that was pulling the cart, she was thinking we were fixing to drop, and you know, the cable was going to break or something, we were going to drop, and she was pretty panicking, and she was really upset and scared. And I was thinking, we're only going to drop 1 floor if we drop. But she was acting like we were on like the 20th floor, and we were fixing to, you know, hit bottom. And so it was pretty funny. But anyway, we were all just laughing and carrying on, and she was mashing all these buttons on the thing, and then it come on the speaker. It was like robotic voice come on and said, "This elevator is needed for a medical emergency. When the doors open, please exit the elevator." And so we sat there, but the doors didn't open. And so she's mashing all this stuff again and kept mashing this emergency call button. And then somebody come on and said, "May I help you?" And she said, "We're stuck." And they're all screaming, you know, and I'm just laughing. I didn't say anything. I was just laughing because it was really funny. And so she said, "Let me call maintenance." And so a little bit later, we heard maintenance outside the elevator, and they were hollering, you know, "Are y'all okay?" And of course, you know, everybody was saying that we're okay. Just get us out of here. So they were out there. You could hear them like trying to get the doors open, and I'll pry the door open and everything. And so, and then we could hear them talking, and they were just saying, you know, it ain't no telling what they did. Like we did something to the elevator, you know, and anyway, they pried the door open and pulled it apart, and we got off the elevator, and there's this like whole slew of people out there waiting for us to go to the elevator. Like employees of the hospital, you know, like the police people and just different employees, all that kind of stuff. It was funny, but it was kind of embarrassing because everybody's looking to see who got off the elevator. And then we had to get on another elevator to go down the floor. So we were all kind of nervous about getting on the elevator again, just getting stuck in there. And so anyway, then we got down and we hit floor 1, and your phones don't work inside the elevator. I don't know what it is. There's no cell service whatsoever. And so as soon as we rolled out of that, I called Elijah and said, "I'm rolling out now for real. We got trapped in the elevator." So we got out to the car and everything. I got in the car and all. I had to call Angela real fast and tell her that I got stuck in the elevator. So she said she would have been screaming. And I said, "Well, this one woman was reminding me of you pretty much." But anyway, so we made it home. I was thankful to be home. So thankful. And, you know, like I said, I think Phoebe and Django are the only ones that missed me. They missed me the most anyway. But anyway. So, my house is like upside down. I don't know. I don't know if anybody did much of anything while I was gone. So I'm trying to, I physically can't do much myself. So I'm having to just delegate to the boys when they get, and I hate that. I hate being that way. Them come in from work and then they give them chores to do right away. But, you know, things have got to get done. So trying to get them to like just focus on one room and get it straightened back up and cleaned up to my satisfaction. And, you know, things like that. And so, you know, it'll get better. It'll get better. It'll get better. So just got to get through it, you know. And anyway, I'm going to go put my minty into my blanket, and I will see you all again tomorrow. And also there may be a little clip at the end of this when we were stuck in the elevator.
I was getting annoying really quick.
Thank you. That's too loud.
Right.
That was post-traumatic stress from suing them.
Sending you home and you what? Got stuck?
Yeah.
Oh.